Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Chevy Dude. Before I begin the content of this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn all your bell notifications on so you don't miss an upload. Most importantly, if you communicate or contact the Bachman Auto Group in any sort of fashion, make sure you tell them that I'm the reason you are here, and make sure that you ask for me so I can help you purchase your next car here at Bachman Auto Group. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Some exciting news out of Bowling Green, Kentucky with the 2020 C8 Corvette that the entire world is watching, and then we're less than 30 days away from starting production for consumers. So excited about that. So these two guys, Mark and Alex, Mark is from Canada, Alex is from Michigan. They have some amazing jobs with General Motors, and they are engineers in their respective fields, and they get to drive either pre-production cars or EX cars for the manufacturer. So the other night they were going out, having some fun, playing some pool, left to go back to the hotel or wherever they're going, and there was one extra set of eyes watching the 2020 Corvette that night, and that would be the Kentucky State Police. Mark and Alex both decided to turn the corner, allegedly punch the car, and exceeded 120 miles an hour and 100 miles an hour respectively with their cars. So luckily, we have a Kentucky State Police officer who is up on social media, and we have this awesome picture from Snapchat as the Kentucky State Police officer pulled them over. So here's my big question. Should these gentlemen be fired from their jobs with General Motors? And I'm going to tell you some backstory before you answer that question in the comment section below. So Bowling Green holds some pretty big race events and car community events throughout the season. Streetcar Takeover is a really big event down there. They have LS Fest, which is a huge event down there. They have Camaro Fest, which is a huge event down there. One of those shows that I was recently at, me and some friends were in trucks, and it was spontaneous, just like Mark and Alex did. Street race happened. You can see right here.
12 seconds later.
So you can see we're on surface streets. I wasn't driving, I don't street race. And we got up, we had a little fun, and we were done. Presumably, it's exactly what happened with Mark and Alex. So what is not on video is we pull into our hotel, and all of a sudden, a light starts flashing us. Not red and blue lights, a white light from a police officer's spotlight on his car. He watched us do it. He watched us completely from the beginning to the end do it, pull into our hotels, and spotlighted us, shut the spotlight off, and continued driving. So with that being said, they're pretty lackadaisical during these events. So it's kind of interesting that they wanted to pull it over. Now, there's definitely a big difference between state and local. And you guys know that most of my friends are police, fire, as I have a lot of background in the fire industry. So most of my friends are police and fire. And they have some leeway in what their decision making is. Obviously, with this Kentucky State Police officer, he decided to throw them in jail, impound the cars. Obviously, General Motors notified, and they move on. Other events across the country, and definitely in Kentucky here, there are other situations that something like this happens. Boom, they got busted.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. They let him go.
So I ran down here to see if the cops were actually going to do something, and they didn't. So I was right back there on the other side of that red truck, and you can see the lights down there where I was at. So I was at that light down there, and they simply just let him go. They didn't care. And this video here was at a big car event here in Kentucky, and you can see it's in Louisville, Kentucky, because Louisville Metro witnesses a burnout on the road. There's been burnouts on the street all night long, but now all of a sudden they chase them. Well, I go down and I video it, and by the time I got down to where they're out of sight, out of mind of this crowd, and by the time I get down there and I'm sprinting, they just let them go. So police do have some type of leniency that they can play. I would have to assume, based off of news stories, that these guys were very cooperative with the police officers. They didn't cause a problem, they didn't cause a scene, but the straight police officer definitely went to the extreme as far as writing them a ticket. So the question goes back in play. Presumably, we're 11:30 at night in Bowling Green, Kentucky, Wednesday night, Lover's Lane. There's no traffic any way, shape, or form, typically speaking, on that street at that time of night. Well, except for 3 Corvettes and a state police officer. So goes back to what I originally asked. Do these guys deserve to be fired? I say no. They definitely don't need to be fired from their job for a mistake that didn't harm anything. But do they need to be reprimanded by GM? Absolutely, 100%. You got busted doing something you shouldn't have done. You've got to pay the consequences, right? I don't think those consequences are fired, but you guys can sound off down below in the comment section. So what should their punishment be, though? What should their punishment be if it's not fired? With me, maybe they can't drive company cars anymore, right? That's kind of a given. Can't drive company cars. Maybe not forever, because if these guys turn out to be lifers with General Motors or with them for 30 or 40 years, they do some amazing things with General Motors, what could that come of it, So they can't not do it. Let's say they take Tadge's and Harlan Charles' positions. They got to drive the Corvettes, right? Let's say if they are phenomenal with Silverados, they've got to drive Silverados, right? So maybe just a time frame. Hey, you can't drive for 6 months, you can't drive for a year, whatever the case may be. There could be other ones. Again, you guys can say what those could be down in the comment section below. But I just wanted to kind of give my insight on this situation. I think it escalated way too much. I think they were probably mischarged and put in jail, and the cars impounded, by the way. Here's a picture of the cars back at the plant. They're back there safe and sound, all nestled in. And, it is what it is. I thought it was an interesting take on it, and hopefully everything goes well with Mark and Alex. I think I've met one of them. I can't remember. When I saw their pictures and their mugshots, they really looked familiar, or one of them did. I'm not going to say which one, but this isn't the first time that the C8 has been taken advantage of. You see this one here pulled over, and then we have the infamous 0 to 60 pull that was over the summer as well. So there you have it. So in closing, this whole situation has been blown way out of control, way bigger than what it needed to be. But that's what happens when you have the whole world watching you in a sports car that is brand new to the segment of Chevrolet and to Corvette. And most people, I would say, based off of the comments and everything that I read, there isn't anything negative here. And as they always say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So Mark and Alex, congratulations on bringing some free publicity to America's #1 sports car, Corvette. And as always, guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great day. Drive safely and watch for troopers.